Hey everybody, got a lot of feedback from that last video I did about the euro, and we're 6 days away at the time of I'm making this video now, and getting a ton of questions about the direction of the euro. We got a contest winner on the comments from the last video, so I thought we'd hop right into a conversation about where the euro is going next, and we'll look at the bigger picture, and we'll look at these two candidates that are closing in on each other and what they might do to the euro. All right, we can look at the polls and see that Macron, or whatever, is likely to take the lead, win the election with 65% of the vote. Now, Le Pen could close that gap a little bit. What is a but doing on this page? Whatever. Le Pen could close that gap a little bit, but it looks like Macron is going to win, and that appears to be bullish for the euro. And what's happening is that the market is pricing in a win by the candidate that doesn't want to pull out of the Eurozone or whatever. But we also have this going on right now. We have a gap from about a week ago. And the market wants to fill that gap. So despite the fact that the trend is up, and we want to give some credibility to the trend, we know the market wants to at least drop down and touch this top of the gap. So if you're watching this anytime in the week of the first week of May, the market wants to come down to this area right here. And that area is approximately 1.0820. I think there is a gigantically good chance that we're going to see the euro drop to that level as Le Pen's numbers get better in anticipation of the election, ahead of the election. I think that we have to at least consider that the euro is going to drop as traders get the trend traders that have bought the euro get out of the way. The short sellers come into the market. We've already seen the euro start to make lower lows, just barely, but it did make lower lows and it did make lower highs. So the trend has been broken. So we could see a drop down 80 pips or so to 1.0820. But the trend is up. So we would expect to see after that a move higher, or if we break into the gapped area, to fill that gap, we would expect a move higher after that gap is filled. Of course, if the election results are surprising, we could see a really big move lower below that gap. So watch this area. I think there's a 80 to 90% chance we're going to fall to this gap level, and then a 50% chance we'll fill that gap. And then a 25% chance we're going to go lower than the bottom of that gap because the trend is up right now, and we could reestablish that trend very easily and very quickly. But let's look at the longer-term chart. Do the very longer-term charts disagree with anything we've just said? Well, as many of you know that follow the currency markets, there's hardly anyone in the world that is bullish the euro. Hardly anyone. Almost no one is bullish the euro. And because of that, it has been in a multi-year downward trend. We've just fallen lower and lower every year, and then we've stabilized and only dropped a little bit lower over the last couple of years. And it now appears that if we are forming a bottom, there is an extraordinarily fantastic target, the 2015 yearly pivot. And that yearly pivot is way up here. At about 1.25. You can see that number off to the right-hand side of the screen. 1.25, 1.26, $1.25, $1.26. When everyone in the world is one-sided on a currency, and everybody in the world is talking about the end of the euro and the end of Europe and the Greek debt and the Italian debt, and they're all talking about these nightmare scenarios, it at least makes me stop and think, well, what if all of that is wrong? What if they pull out of that? There are some extraordinary targets much higher. So over the next few months, watch me, for some videos and some conversation about the euro going higher. However, if we, on the longer term charts, break below the lows, break below 1.0300 or $1.03, 1.03, if we break below that level, then the euro is going to fall below parity. It will fall below 1. If we break that level. And this election time is the perfect time to set the tone for either one of these possible scenarios. So no matter what time of the week you're watching this video in advance of the elections, we're looking for the euro to drop, at least initially. Then we're looking to see if it can fill this gap and On those moves lower, I would look for excuses or reasons to maybe buy with a tight stop and see if we can get a push upward higher as that election completes, and see if we can find the euro reestablishing its footing in that upward trend. If we break below the bottom of that gap, below 1.0720, if we break below the bottom of that gap, then it's look out below to the lows that we've seen, 1.03 in recent years. And then if it drops below that number, then we're going to go to parity and much, much farther down. And in order to see all that happen, you'd have to see Italy default or Spain default or Greek go back into major crisis before any of those things can occur. If you like these videos, if you want me to do some more of these videos, let me know in the comments below. Let's jump over to Facebook here. And, oh yeah, I'm having a wedding celebration at my house, but none of you care about that. So let's just look at the most recent video. And let's see who wins the contest for the Amazon gift certificate. Let's say Nancy Escudero. Nancy, send me a private message on Facebook to my Rob Booker Trader account. And Nancy, you're the winner of the Amazon gift certificate. You let me know what your email address is in a private Facebook message, and we'll send you an Amazon gift certificate. And if you want to do the same contest again, like the post, comment on the post, let me know where you're from and where you're watching this from. If you're on YouTube, the same applies. We'll pick the winner on Facebook or YouTube each time, well, at least in the near future. So happy to be here with you on these videos every once in a while. Don't forget, you can go to robbooker.com to get on the email list, and I'll see you tomorrow or the next day. Bye-bye for now, everybody. Have a great day.